It's hard to describe how changing what we eat can change the way our mind works. But it is unequivocally real and powerful and mind-blowing. Hello, friends. It's the Carnivore Rabbi. A rabbi is a teacher and source of inspiration, and that's what this channel does for carnivores of all faiths. Welcome. The carnivore diet, as we know, is exploding in popularity. But I saw a post on Reddit recently filled with so much misinformation that it got me mad. And then it got me thinking about things people get wrong about the carnivore diet. So many things. And I'm going to share several of them with you. Perhaps they will clear up some lingering questions you might have and give you some ammunition when you talk to other people about the carnivore diet. First big mistake. People think because the carnivore diet is about eating meat, that it's about getting lots of protein. No. It's about getting lots of fat. As Dr. Kilt says, it could be called fativore. One of the biggest mistakes people make initially when they become a carnivore is not getting enough fat. I've talked about that before. See that video. We've been told so long to eat lean meats that we are afraid of the fatty ones, and one of the biggest things we have to do is change our mindset. As I mentioned, I was on Reddit, and I got so upset because this guy was giving horrible advice about eating lean meat if you want to lose weight. And that's just wrong. Fat is not about getting fat. Fat is filling. And when you eat a lot of fat, you don't snack and you don't get lots of cravings and you lose weight. That's what happens. The weight you need to lose will eventually drop off if you stick to a strict carnivore diet with lots of fatty meat. In fact, it's very difficult to gain weight, except muscle, when you are not eating any carbs. That's because it's hard to overeat when you just eat meat. Your body gets full, the meat stops tasting good. That's what happens. Somebody asked me recently if it's possible to get addicted to meat, just like we can get addicted to sugar. And I don't think so. Not in terms of the classical definition of addiction. With an addiction to anything like alcohol or sugar, you constantly need more. It used to be one drink would give you a buzz. Then you need 2 drinks or 3 drinks. That's not what happens with meat. It's not as if 2 ribeyes used to fill me up, but now I need 3. That's not what happens. In fact, typically it goes down a little bit. I eat about 2 pounds of meat a day. At the beginning, I was eating 3 or 4. 4 was rare, but it did happen a few times. But 3 was more regular. Now 2 and I'm full. You figure out what is ideal and right for you, and that takes time. Remember, carnivore is not primarily about protein. It is primarily about fat. Next mistake people made. They think carnivore is limiting and boring. This is so common. I get it all the time from family members. They say to me, extended family members, not my nuclear family, they say, how can you just eat meat? Don't you get sick of it? And theoretically, they're right. That should be true. Eating the same thing over and over again sounds boring. But it just isn't. Steak or ground beef, it tastes good every time. Today for lunch, I had some chuck eye and some ground beef. It was fantastic. Yesterday, I had chuck eye and ground beef, and the same thing the day before. It's been fantastic each time. When you're giving your body the right nutrients, it tastes good. It feels good every time. And if it starts to not taste good, get a different cut. You know what? Personally, I eat almost only beef and lamb. I'm on the lion diet, and it's the right thing for me. I'll occasionally have chicken. I'm not super strict about it, but basically beef and lamb. But it's okay to eat different meats. Many carnivores love fish, oysters, chicken wings. They all work. The point is to get the nutrients we need. And when you're getting that, most of what you cook tastes good. That's the beautiful thing about carnivore. Third thing people get wrong, and this is one of my favorites to talk about, is people think it's about the physical body. It's about body formation. It's about losing weight. It's not about the mind. To me, the carnivore diet is not primarily about weight loss. It's not primarily about looking better. It's about mental clarity, peace of mind, spiritual nourishment. It's about reclaiming our birthright to feel good, happy, nourished, connected. That's the beauty of the carnivore diet. It's about returning to a natural state of joy and health and goodness. Yes, the weight loss is sexy. Yes, our body composition will improve. But the greatest benefit will be in how we feel. Almost any carnivore will tell you that. And it's not something we often expect in advance. It's hard to describe how changing what we eat can change the way our mind works. But it is unequivocally real and powerful and mind-blowing. If that's happened to you, leave a comment, because I know it's been true for me. Fourth mistake people make. They say you must have organ meat if you are on the carnivore diet. Organ meat meaning liver, brain, kidney, heart. It's just not true. Dr. Chafee said recently that he's eaten liver a few times, 3 or 4 in the past 5 years. Now, personally, I actually enjoy liver. I get a primal blend of meat with liver and heart and kidney, and I'll also eat raw liver occasionally. When I can, I even get beef brain. Yeah, I should show that sometime, because that's rare. There's an Amish grocery store that occasionally has it. It's delicious. I've even had testicles before, okay? But none of that is really necessary. I sometimes find organ meats actually help when I'm recovering from an illness, when the immune system is weakened, but it's not critical. In fact, overdoing organs like liver can be harmful. You can get vitamin A toxicity, and liver also has more carbs. I think many of the people saying you have to eat organs have a side business selling organ supplements, which are very profitable. So if you don't want to eat them, great. If you do want to eat them, like me, great. Number 5, probably the most damaging myth of all. People say the carnivore diet is not sustainable. You won't be able to stick with it. Millions of years of history prove otherwise. Human beings subsisted on meat for millions of years. Just look at the research of Mickey Ben-Dor, an incredible archaeologist in Israel. He has shown that was our primary source of nourishment. We'll have him on the show soon. And one discovery that Mickey Ben-Dor highlights has always fascinated me. Our stomachs are very acidic. They're as acidic as scavengers, the ones who ate meat left over by animals, like what the lions would leave. That's what human beings used to eat. That's how we started. And then we learned to cook and hunt, and our brains grew, and we didn't eat the leftovers. We hunted animals ourselves. But our stomach acidity still reveals our origins. And there are modern carnivores who have sustained this way of eating over many decades. Owsley Stanley, popularly known as the Bear, is perhaps the most famous of them. One of the first videos I made was about him. He was a carnivore for 50 years. Rick Rodriguez has been a carnivore for 40 years. I just talked with him a few days ago. Today we have Kelly Hogan, Charles Washington, the Anderson family, Rick, many others. Many of them don't do social media. Perhaps they're just happy with their life as it is. That's what carnivore does for you. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. And I bet we'll see many more over the coming decades, since the modern resurgence of this way of eating really began around 2017 and 2018 when Sean Baker went on Joe Rogan. So carnivore will only continue to grow. And if you want to know more why that is, watch this video of several success stories, and you'll see why this way of eating will continue to transform our lives.